Ano-ano ang mga ugali sa pera na nagpapahirap at paano maiwasan para hindi natin ma-experience ang financial struggles. Hi, my name is Val, and in this channel, this is called Financial Journey by Val because mostly I'm sharing my financial goals, personal finance. And also, if I find something na very informative sa internet, I am sharing here. I am a mom of 2 kids. I have a full-time job, a YouTube channel that I'm running, and also I have a side business. I have a commitment to myself na I have an income goal and savings goal that I wanted to achieve. So I'm documenting everything in here. And I'm also hoping na my channel can be very helpful for everyone to be responsible to your finances. Not a guru, guys. I'm not expert into financial thingy, but all I'm saying or all I'm doing here is sharing what I've known based on my personal experience. So first on my list na mga ugali na nagpapahirap ng isang tao is yung pagkukulang sa pag-impok or pagkukulang sa pagsisave. So alam niyo yon, yung real life experience natin na kapag nawalan tayo ng pera, saan tayo kukuha? Manghihiram. O, diba? So, whereas kung meron tayong mga savings, meron tayong pagkukunan, kung para saan ito, at least you are prepared. You are prepared for rainy days, kumbaga. So, in my previous video, guys, na video reaction ko about walang pera, na-explain ko doon on a real life example of people na namblema after they lost their job, having an income of like 6 digits pero bigla-biglang nawala ng trabaho, walang savings, at yun nga, nahirapan sila sa kanilang pamumuhay kasi napuno sila ng utang. So yun. Yung pangalawang ugali naman is yung grabe yung paggasto or compulsive buying. Most of you already know what is compulsive buying, like bumibili kayo agad-agad or binibili nyo ang isang bagay na sobrang mahal na hindi pinag-iisipan ng mabuti. So, I have my own experience or I have my own tip. I usually do a 30 days challenge to myself. So, let's say for example, yung gusto kong bilhin is yung pinakamahal na DJI gimbal, which is 8,000. So, naisip ko, bago ko siya bilhin, maghihintay ako ng mga 30 days. 30 days, if after 30 days, gusto ko pa rin ba siyang bilhin? After 30 days, do I think na kailangan ko pa ba siya? So, mga ganong klaseng tip kung paano maiwasan yung pagiging compulsive buying. Kayo naman, guys, if meron kayong ma-share being or how to avoid a compulsive buying, so comment nyo man sa comment section sa baba para marami pa rin makakabasa at ma-share yung mga ideas natin dito. Pangatlo, pagpapahirap sa sarili para sa iba. Most common example dito is yung mga OFW kasi padala sila ng padala dito sa Pilipinas sa mga taong tinutulungan nila, and then in the end, pagbalik nila wala silang pera or baka worst case scenario, mawalan sila ng trabaho, so hindi sila prepared. At sinong tutulong sa kanila? Kasi yung mga tinutulungan nila is umaasa pa rin naman sa kanya. So yun yung one of the best example here. For me naman, guys, on my own experience on how I do sharing my blessing if in case kailangan ko talagang tumulong is I do have this called Love Funds Savings Goal. So, yung Love Funds Savings Goal or Love Funds jar ko, so let's do it that way. Meaning, kung meron man akong impok doon or meron akong nalagay na naitabi doon, ibig sabihin pag may lumapit sa akin, let's say for example, yung mama ko, nagpabili siya ng washing machine kasi nahihirapan talaga siya maglaban ng manual. So, yung nangyari, pinag-isipan ko muna bago ko bilhin, uutangin ko ba, pero in the end, nakita ko na meron naman akong Love Funds jar na it's worth the amount of the washing machine. So, yun, binigay ko sa kanya without striking my own finances or without ano ba yung term na jeopard, can't explain. Basta hindi, at least na-manage ko pa rin naman yung finance ko, being, helping to others. Yung pang-apat naman guys is yung pag-aksaya ng pera. So, let's say for example, everyday nagbibili ng kape na mamahalin, or di kaya parang every now and then na lang bumibili ng pagkain sa labas. Ako mostly kapag nasa office ako, either kumakain na ako sa bahay or either nagbabaon ako para hindi ako makabili sa office. So, yung binibili ko na lang is talagang, merong libreng coffee sa amin guys, yung coffee machine lang. Pero if I felt na gusto kong bumili ng kape, hindi yung kape na Starbucks ha, yung binibili ko lang is yung 7-Eleven, kasi talagang nakakapagpagising naman talaga siya ng kaluluwa kung kahit pa paano. At hindi na masyadong mahal, hindi na masyadong expensive, pero hindi naman everyday na bumibili ako doon sa 7-Eleven. Just lang, kapag feel ko lang na kailangan ko ng malakas na kape, doon na. Yun lang. Yung panglima naman guys is yung pagkakaroon ng malaking utang. So, alam na natin yun guys, 'di ba? Nasa part na tayo na hindi talaga maganda yung magkaroon ka ng malaking utang. One example here is, yun, before umalis yung husband ko to go abroad, nagpabili siya ng cellphone, yung S23 na latest na Samsung guys. And sinabi ko sa kanya na let's not do it muna, kasi hindi natin alam kung anong mangyayari sa kanya doon. And then parang ang laking away namin yun, kasi I was really not into, again, umutang ng ganun kamahal na cellphone. Pangalawa is, hindi, parang pinag-ano ko sa kanya na let's not do the plus. Gusto ko yung S23 na regular lang, kasi mas abot kaya siya sa aking income. Kung in case anumang mangyari, kaya ko siyang bayaran in 24 months. So, sobrang laking away namin yun. And alam niyo naman yung mga babae, yung instinct ng isang wife talagang tama. So, ang nangyari yun nga, ang expectation niya kasi is within 3 months mababayaran na yan yun. But no, may nangyaring hindi maganda. So, ang ending, hindi talaga niya nabayaran, at ako po yung nagbabayad sa kanyang cellphone up until now. So, yun na nga, laking pagsisisi doon. Pero at least, kahit gaano pa kalaki yung utang ng cellphone niya, I'm prepared, kasi binalance namin na dapat babayaran ko siya hanggang kaya yung inutang namin na monthly fee is yung abot kaya ko, which is 3,000 a month for 24 months. Yan. So, yun, dapat ma-avoid niyo yung malaking utang. Pang-anim is walang financial plan. So, makikita ninyo guys, meron akong budget planner, finance planner, and if interested kayong bumili, saan bumili, meron akong link sa comment section or nasa description na pinin ko dyan. Makikita niyo dyan na siya sa Shopee, pwede kayong bumili. Yung ginawa ko dito is I do it on my own, I print it on my own based sa pangangailangan ko. So, it's very important that you have this kind of financial planning para you are all well prepared at para alam nyo kung paano, saan napupunta ang inyong mga pera. Sa akin, visual person kasi ako. Kaya, I want to have a notebook. I want to have something na physically nahahawakan ko, physically nakikita ko. Pero, if you are comfortable with the digital, you can go ahead and do that. Number 7 is pag-aaksaya sa credit card. So, I have like videos guys on how I do manage my credit card. So, check out nyo lang doon. But, yung most of the tip ko doon is, meron talaga akong envelope na for the credit card. So, in case may sinwipe ako, let's say for example, grocery, swipe ko doon, dapat meron akong naitabi na worth of the amount of the grocery, let's say 1.5, dapat 1.5 rin yung isuswipe ko for the credit card. And by the end of the day, kapag na-swipe ko siya, dapat iniumpok, ano ba yung Tagalog dito? to. So, nilalagyan ko yung envelope ng credit card ko, meaning bayad ako for that amount na sinwipe ko. So, hindi ako magsaswipe sa credit card ko kung wala akong pera or wala akong budget for that certain amount. So, yun. Yun yung one tip ko dyan. Number 8, pinaka-last guys, is walang kaalaman tungkol sa pera. So, everyone knows about kung ano talaga yung pera. Pero, paano siya gagastuhin? Paano siya gagamitin pag nandyan na siya? Yun yun. So, there are different kind of videos. So, if you are not into like ebooks, if you're not into online courses, or if you're not into apps, then you can go ahead and check videos from Vince Rapisura. That's one. Number 2 is videos ni Chinkitan. So, yun. And then, manood kayo ng mga cash stuffing videos, gaya ng mga videos na ginagawa ko. You can subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell guys, para mas ma-notify kayo every time meron akong mga videos na paparating or na-post. So, yun. So, yung key points dito guys, so, about, para maiwasan ninyo yung financial struggles, para ma-avoid ninyo yung magpapahirap sa inyo. So, aside from doon guys, I would like to add up na isa sa mga gusto kong i-add dito, yung pinaka-last na talaga ito, is to make sure that you are increasing your income but making your expenses lesser. So, the more na pinapataas yung income nyo, huwag nyo ding masyadong taasan yung inyong lifestyle. Huwag nyo ding masyadong gastuhin lahat ng income ninyo. So, kung nag-increase man yung income ninyo, guys, make sure na meron talaga kayong naitatabi for your savings goals, for your rainy days, and make sure na alam nyo kung paano to gastuhin, at be sure that you are you have a financial habits. Make sure na hindi kayo masyadong magasto. So, yun lang yun, guys. Ako, I'm trying my very best na kahit nag-increase yung income ko, kahit palaki yung income ko, I'm really hoping na hindi malaki yung gastos ko every month. So, I'm still trying to do a good money management. So, achieving the financial success is by doing a discipline, by educating more about yourself, having a good money management system. Yun yung mga key factors dito. So, hindi dahil sa wala kang income, wala kang pera, or konti yung pera mo. Siguro it's more on how you can leverage your income and how you can manage your income. So, ganun yun. Yung combination doon. So, yun lang guys. That's it for today. I hope na meron kayong natutunan sa ating video for today. And hopefully, I will see you in our next video. Don't forget to like this video, share this to your friends and family. And as well, I will see you on our next video. Ano pa ba? So, just comment nyo lang sa baba kung ano yung mga next topic na gusto na nyong i-discuss, or if you have any inputs about this video, please leave a comment down below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!